So you'll be using a Sharpie today, but if you want to, you can get an extra piece of paper to practice drawing on first, because as you know, a Sharpie is a permanent marker and it doesn't erase. Before you draw anything though, you might want to start by using your finger and drawing the shape for your head. Usually a portrait is a head, neck, and shoulders work of art. So I'm going to start by drawing a letter U. That U will be the bottom part of my face. So I know that if I make a U that's too small, then I'm not going to have much room to draw my self-portrait. If I make that U too large, then it's probably going to be so big I won't have room for details like my hair or my ears and my neck and shoulders. So what I always like to do is do a little bit of a ghost drawing. Ooh, and I'm just practicing with my finger, because if my finger can do it, then my finger can tell my hand what to do. So it's always good to practice it 3 times at least. When you feel like you've got it, go ahead and take your Sharpie and you can draw that U shape that's going to be used for the curve of your face. Now your face is not perfectly symmetrical, meaning it's not exactly the same on both sides. So if that shape isn't exactly perfect, it's okay. So there we go. I've got that bottom part of my face. I'm going to start now by adding 2 vertical lines from my neck. You have a mirror on your table so that you can see your reflection. You might notice when you look in your reflection the shape or the outline of your shirt. I'm going to go with a curved line for my shirt. I have space for my shoulders. You may or may not. It does not have to look like mine. In fact, I really don't want it to. So make sure that you look carefully in the mirror. Just relax and do your best. Now I'm going to work on my eyes. If I blink really slowly, I will feel my eyelids working. And my eyelid is shaped like an arch. I've got 2, 1 for each side. Look in the mirror to see the shape of your eyelid. If you even want both eyes open or closed, it's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and add the bottom shape. This shape looks a little bit like an oval, except that it's pointed on the ends, and since it's pointed, it's called an ellipse. Look in the mirror and decide what direction you want your eyes to be looking. Your iris, or the colorful part of your eye, is shaped like a circle. So I'm just drawing a circle shape there. Next comes the pupil, which is like that black dot. It changes in size. If you want to color it in, but not all the way, that'll give you a reflection for your eyes. Eyelashes keep the dust and dirt out of your eyes. You can add them, but you don't have to. Eyebrows show your emotions. So look in the mirror and just try changing your eyebrows a little bit. See what kind of emotion you want to show in your self-portrait. I like to do my mouth next so that I know that I'll have enough room for my nose. There's also an idea sheet on your table to give you ideas for your self-portrait. I'm going to go with some silly lips like that. And have my mouth open a little bit. Next up is my nose. You might want to practice drawing several different kinds of noses. The choice is yours. Your ear is kind of shaped like a C, but since you're staring at it from the front, it looks like a very narrow C. Now, I don't have a lot of space for my forehead, so those 2 lines that I originally made for the U, I'm going to bring them up. Looking in the mirror, I know that my hair kind of goes over to the side, so really see if you have bangs. Check out what your hair is doing. If it's long, you don't just have 1 strand of hair, you have many strands of hair. If you want to add a bow, earrings, or decorations to your shirt, or even the background, I say go for it. When your face is finished, then you're ready to add color. Color is totally up to you. You need to pick the color you want to use because remember, we're making a monochromatic or 1 color self-portrait. So I chose green. When you color your face, please use colored pencils. Anything else, you can use markers, but when you color your face, please use colored pencils. Not just one color. You want to use a variety. Remember, that's one of those words we were chatting about. All right, so even though my eyes aren't green because I chose to sit at the green table, I am using all green. And what I like to do, since I'm only using one color, which is monochromatic, I like to change the value. Meaning sometimes I can press really hard and get a dark value or a dark color. Sometimes I can press lightly and get a totally different value. So you're going to need to color everything monochromatic. That means one color. But don't forget, you can press a little harder and change the value. All right, I'm going to work on coloring this, and then we'll talk about using markers. Okay, so I finished my face. I used a couple of different kinds of colored pencil just so I would have a variety, because that's one of those principles of art, one of those spices to make my artwork even more awesome. So I'm just going back and using different colored pencils because I can only use colored pencils on my face. I can use colored pencils also in the background. But if you want to start to use markers, markers is where you can use markers you can use in the background. The only place you can't use markers is on your face, and here's why. Markers are very dark. If you use markers on your face, I'm afraid you're going to start to lose all of those beautiful details that you added for your face. Markers are really great at filling in spaces that are nice and big. It especially helps if you use markers on that side.